you ready for this? Well. I'm back again, guys. You know my motto. I don't make believe, I make believers, family. I'm your gracious host, drummer, 1980 Helen from Columbia, South Carolina. I hope you're having a good day today. And if that's not the case, ask yourself why. Because remember, happiness is an inside job. Did you hear me? Happiness is an inside job, and it will always be an internal affair. Well, guys, we're back today again with another reaction from my man, Flex. Well, Flex is going to have a conversation with one of our fellow brethren / women, however y'all want to classify that. But I'm going to call your attention to the screen, guys. Get your popcorn and let's go.
I try to make this place as inclusive as possible. T.S. Giselle.
The iconic T.S. Giselle.
Great. All right. The iconic T.S. All right. T.S. I don't know what that is rubbing up against the phone, but please move it out the way. Whatever that is rubbing up against the phone. I don't want to know what it is. Just move it out the way so I can hear you better.
Anyway, so Tariq, I'm Black American on both sides of my family.
Yes.
And I tried to find a place within the FBA Twitter spaces, but I just felt that I was met with such vitriol, hate, transphobia, homophobia. And I just want to know, is there a place for foundational Black Americans that identify as LGBTQ?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's not an organization where you join. If you are a foundational Black American, you're just...
In Twitter spaces, it acts as if it's an organization and not a lineage. It's not.
I mean, it's...
Because if
it's a lineage,
then I would not face the hate that I've encountered. You've had people a speaker that have been very nasty to me, a fellow Black American. And to me, it's only because of my gender.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of LGBT, Black Americans. Nobody really trips on them like that. So why do you think people are tripping on you because of your gender?
I mean, I cannot answer that question. But when I do go into the spaces, it's just a very nasty, hateful conversation. You had a person on stage today that I think is an extremely hateful person. She's very nasty, who's homophobic and transphobic.
Who was that? Who did I have on?
KD, a vile person.
I don't now. KD and Giselle. I don't know what that is in the background. I hope your balls are not rubbing up against the phone. Whatever that is, you got to stop it. If something's rubbing up against the phone. Okay.
But that's a transphobic.
I don't know what that is.
That's transphobic, Tariq. We're trying to have a serious conversation.
We are, but we're going to have some fun, and that's not transphobic. I mean, you want to be inclusive. We get on everybody. Come on now, we're inclusive. Everybody's gonna get hit now. That's not no. We didn't single you out. You see, everybody who calls up, they're gonna get hit. Everybody's gonna get hit with something.
And I'm a mature person. I can handle a joke, but it's very
there you go.
It's very elementary to joke about misgendering a trans person. Like, that's so second grade. You can do better than that.
But that's not. But I'm not misgendering you. A lot of you still have your male genitalia. That's not misgendering you.
Okay, so
if we're going to be honest.
But this is what happens. So whenever I encounter an FBA space, I'm FBA, the conversation goes towards the route that you're going. For me, it's like I am contemplating even delineating or having any affiliation with FBA because of the vitriol that I've faced. And it's very disheartening.
But it's not a group, so it's not a group. It's not a group, Giselle. It's not a group. You can't quit something that's not a group. You're either born FBA or you're not. It's not a group that you can
Twitter
quit.
Spaces, though, it operates as a community. I've been called...
But we're not talking about Twitter Spaces.
I've been called off code for having a differing opinion.
Now, what is your opinion? And let's be clear. The Twitter Spaces is just a forum online. That doesn't change your lineage, okay? People disagree, they talk or whatever, but a Twitter space is not going to determine what your lineage is, no matter what's being said in a Twitter space. I agree with you.
Nobody is homophobic or transphobic whatsoever. You might have a few people out there. Nah, words have meaning, definitions, right? Nobody is afraid of homosexuals, transsexuals. Nobody's afraid of you. Just because somebody have a difference of opinion, or they don't agree with you, or they don't align themselves with your lifestyle, that doesn't make them homophobic or any of those folks. Okay? But that is the shield that they always want to throw up on you whenever that you disagree with them. And we not doing that. Nah. You can't even make a joke. Oh, look. They picking at me. These men. Stop that. But I want y'all to listen closely, because the conversation is going to make a very peculiar turn.
The problem, Tariq, is that's your opinion, but for the people that host the Twitter spaces, they don't feel that way, and they certainly don't have dialogues, in that area.
Now, let's be clear. Now, I've stood up and fought for many Black people, transgender, Black LGBT, especially in this Ed Buck situation. I was very instrumental early on with getting justice for the LGBT brothers who were harmed by the suspected white supremacist Ed Buck. And they finally put him in jail for 30 years, which I don't think was enough. But again, I used to provide a forum years ago, having LGBT brothers call up, telling us about Ed Buck and how they knew about him. So we've always worked with our LGBT brothers and sisters. That's not a problem. The only issue that some people might take is,
but what type of LGBTQ person are you accepting us? Because from what I see, and this is my opinion, because I do know, I am friends with Marcel. We've had conversation. However, it appears that if you're someone like me, so I am Black clearly, but I'm also a trans woman. Those things are synonymous with me. They're one and the same. I don't distinguish the two communities. I am Black, but I'm also trans. I don't hide my gender or sexuality. It seems like you guys like people, Black LGBTQ people that are still closeted. So when you say, well, we don't care about what you do in the bedroom, just keep it in your house. Why do we have to keep that in the house? We should be out and about on TV like everyone else, in public, in the media, in press. That's the problem I have. Is that you promote.
This is what it's
I'm sorry.
Okay, this is what it's. Okay. What it's, because when y'all start talking like that, what it sounds like ultimately when you break it all down, because look, when Black folks say, hey, we don't care what you do, well, you should care. And when y'all keep talking, it ultimately gets to basically, how come y'all don't date me? That's what it really boils down to when you start peeling the layers back. That's where this is going. What y'all want is people to date you. And if we have a choice not to want to date you, that's our choice. Let's be very clear, because I can see where this is going, and that's where the argument is going. If we don't want to date a person who's a trans person, no, because that's where this is really going. Y'all really want, okay, how come y'all just won't date us? How come y'all Black dudes don't want to openly date us? That's really where it's going. And some of us don't want to. Shit, we have a choice not to want to date you. Do you think that's fair? That Black men should have a fair choice to not want to date a trans person?
So I have no idea what you're talking about, Tariq, but yeah, people can date who they want to date. I was trying to have a serious dialogue with you.
I'm very serious.
Black people have been accepting of LGBT people ever since I can remember. And prior to me, in times of old, ancient, they in churches, they in politics, they in your school, they everywhere. Everybody don't have to agree with your lifestyle. That's what I'm saying. Everybody don't agree with what I do. I don't go around putting labels on people. It is what it is. But this is the thing that's prevalent in the last day. And I'm not going to get into the Bible or anything, but this is prevalent, real prevalent in the last day. The children of pride. And what are they called? I just dropped the jewels. Somebody better pick that up. The children of pride. And what do they call themselves? They shaking their fists. We'll do what we want to do. I don't want to go too deep into it because I know people are going to be upset. But I'm just saying, you doing everything you want to do. And if people don't want you around their children, that's their choice as well. If you gonna be a teacher in school, keep it professional. The kids shouldn't know anything about no binary, no all of this old stuff. They shouldn't know anything about that. Just teach math or science or history, or just what have you. See, but the problem comes in whenever that you want to instill your personal agenda. No, we're not going to do that. Keep it professional. Nobody have a problem. Okay? No grooming tactics. Okay? That's all that we saying. Anything beyond keeping it professional is out of line. And that goes for anybody. Okay? Anybody can get it. Okay?
Understand the point that you're trying to make.
I'm being very serious because that's usually where the conversation goes. When you talk about we're not accepting of you or whatever, no, we don't care what you do. But you just say, well, yeah, I want to be open. I want to be out. No, well, that goes into the dating thing because you're already open and out. If you're walking around and you're being a trans person, you're already open. You're already out. So What do you mean by that? You understand?
So there's a lot of disrespect, the misgendering in particular that's happened my entire life. And it's just very juvenile to not be able to
misgendering how? What do you mean misgendering how?
So I don't have any affiliation with a man. So bruh, brother, in many Secure the Tribe spaces, the constant misgendering, even though some may be jokey, it's ill will intent. And it's just extremely
and let me tell you,
immature.
Hold on.
And so when we say we won't respect, that's what we mean. No one cares.
Okay. Hold on. Because these are now white LGBT talking points. These are things that the white LGBT community gives you. I know this.
I know this is a talking
point. But now you're sounding like them. You're sounding like them. You're sounding like those white LGBT people with all that misgendering talk. That's their talking points. And that's probably one of the issues that some Black people have with you. If you sound like you're team white supremacy, yeah, we're going to have a problem with you. Because if you come around us and you have allegiances to the white LGBT community, if you look at yourself as an intersectional, that's a problem to us.
You know, so I've heard that point made multiple times, but, you know, I think it's a one-sided argument. I don't know that the white LGBTQ organization, even though its origins are with Black trans people and Black gay people, I don't know that there's really any value to Black LGBTQ people. So I don't know what you mean when you say white supremacy talking points, because that's not really an organization that really supports us.
I know this. I know they don't, but you guys, that don't stop y'all from trying to get in good with them. And you use their talking points and you use a lot of their rhetoric. The white LGBT community, they're just as racist as the white straight community. So when you come around us, all we want to know is, what are you going to do to help us attack and get rid of the system of white supremacy? That's what we're looking at.
And for us to do that, Tariq, we have to have a voice as well and be able to be represented and have representation, and not just from Black LGBT.
So the Black LGBT don't have a voice? Queen Latifah, Billy Porter, Wayne Brady, all of those Black stars, and y'all know there is a whole plethora, a litany of them that's undercover as well, and they don't have a voice. The minute a microphone is put in their face, first thing they want to do is talk about their sexuality. Nothing about no white supremacy. Nothing about that. They always want to be included, because the truth of the matter is they on the bottom of white society. What did Dr. Nellie Fuller say your relationship with the dominant society is? The 3 T's: trashy, tacky, and terroristic. He ain't lied yet. Every relationship that you examine, it's going to be tacky, terroristic, or trashy. Mighty know. Y'all want this?
BTQ people that, you know, are on the same code or message.
Okay, what is your voice in relation to replacing the system of white supremacy? What is your voice? Because if you get a voice and start talking about your agenda, now we ain't talking about the same thing.
Facts.
So in regards to, why Black, and I cannot speak for all Black LGBTQ people. I can only speak for myself. But Tariq, and this is 100% honest, being honest with you, I have never been called faggot by a white person. Only Black men and Black women.
And that's why you don't have a voice, because again, if you get a voice, and this is the problem.
I have never been misgendered by a white person.
Okay, this is you putting the cape on for white people. Here, this is why people have a problem with you.
I'm telling you my experience.
All right, this is why they have a problem, because this is caping for white people. Oh, white people, it's y'all niggas that treat me bad, not the white people. That right there is a problem. Do you see how that is problematic?
But how is my experience problematic? Now, I'm not saying, first of all, let me be very clear. I don't even have any white friends outside of work.
Because that's typical of a lot of people who come in with the intersectionality mentality.
But it's our experience as Black LGBTQ people. Perhaps maybe Black lesbians have a different experience because there is a double standard in the Black American community. We seem to be more accepting of lesbians. That may be a bit of a generalization, but I don't know that Black lesbians receive the same vitriol as homosexual Black men, or especially not trans people. But in my experience, I'm telling you the truth. I've never been misgendered to my face by a white person, nor have they,
Because you don't have daily interactions with white people because they don't allow you to. That's a very bad faith argument.
Absolutely false, Tariq.
You don't live in a white neighborhood. No, you don't live in a white neighborhood.
I absolutely do live in a white neighborhood.
White people don't give you access to their communities like that, especially the white LGBT communities. You just admitted that. You said you're not really down with the white LGBT community like that. A lot of you aspire to be, but you don't get anything from them, and you don't live among them like that.
So
you understand?
I absolutely live in a majority white neighborhood. I don't live in a majority Black neighborhood. I have my reasons for that. But in my
do you work? And Giselle, do you work? Do you work?
Yes, I do.
Where do you work? Do you work a square job, or are you in the sex industry?
Both.
Okay. And that's another thing. Again, there's always this thing where Black folks, especially many people in the Black LGBT community, you have to work on the underbelly of white society. The only relationship you have with them is a red light district relationship. It's this plantation, gutter sex type of relationship, which is indicative of the system of white supremacy. And that's a problem. And just because the tricks are nice to you, that doesn't mean that you're still not under a system of white supremacy. This is why it's so easy for you to sit up and attack Black people and say what Black people are doing wrong, but you got the capes on for the white people.
But why is it that I'm attacking my own people? Because I'm telling the truth of my experience.
Well, it's not systematic. Just because you've had some experiences with Black people who called you a name. No, it's not. What system is allowing that? What Black system do we control?
I think that, I hate to, speak in general terms, but I honestly do believe that if you were to survey a majority of Black LGBTQ people, we certainly have had the most negative experiences with our own fellow Black people.
What system?
That's not talking down on
what system do we control?
I want us to be better and more accepting. There are other races that I do think are more accepting.
Accepting
of the
how?
LGBT community.
Accepting how? Where are we not accepting you? You're accepted everywhere among Black society, in Black churches, Black homes.
Because we live in America, and a lot of the content that I hear in these spaces, you have to make them online because you can't make them at work or on your social media because you would be terminated from your job because it's hate. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But
okay, you're losing me. I don't know what you're talking about. You just lost me.
What you say.
Okay, you kind of lost me on that. I'm going to ask you again because you kind of lost me. Where are you not accepted in Black society. Black LGBT people, they go everywhere in Black society. You're all over. So who's not accepting you? What are we? What are Black people denying you? We don't have a system to deny you of anything.
So accepting, of course, this is America. We have free will to do and go as we choose and please. But when you're in a room and people are uncomfortable with you,
that's anecdotal. Anecdotal. That's anecdotal. What are Black people systematically denying you and depriving you of, Giselle?
For me, it's about respect. Being able to.
That's anecdotal. Respect is not anything that's quantifiable. That's an opinion. You can't quantify respect. We're talking about what's being denied by Black people. What are Black people depriving you of or denying you of?
Well, so of course, from a systemic, systemic viewpoint, we don't have the power to actually discriminate against people.
Right.
So I understand that point, but I'm speaking again from more of a respect. You can't quantify that.
Citizen. You can't quantify respect. Hell, straight people don't get respect everywhere they go. That's something that we can't quantify. We can't sit here and talk about how everybody got to get respect. We can't determine whether we're going to get respect or not. So that's a conversation that we can't even quantify. Because I can go in the wrong neighborhood and they don't respect me and they can kill me. So respect is something that's an intangible, anecdotal type of thing. You understand? We live in a system of white supremacy. Sometimes that creates aggression among Black people, no matter what their gender or sexual identity is. Some people are going to respect each other. Some people are going to disrespect. Me personally, I have respect for everybody I meet. If you're transgender and you're trying to fight white supremacy, or LGBT and you're fighting white supremacy, I got respect for you.
Guys, did y'all just hear that? I just let the conversation play because I just wanted to play all the way through before you can just get the context of it, all right? Talking about don't respect me. People done call me all kind of names. I'm fat. My beard gray. I'm old. I can't talk. I'm country. I stutter. People done said all type of things about me. You don't see me crying, do you? So what? So? That ain't stopped me from getting no money. That ain't stopped me from being a man. Must I say a handsome one at that? May I pop my collar? Yeah, I said it. That ain't stopped me from going to school. That ain't stopping me from getting the women that I wanted. That ain't stopping me from doing anything. Because I'm built like that. Huh? You heard? People suffer from psychosis or disconnect from reality. Everything has to be all soft and cushy. If you really get down into the crux of homosexuality and study it, you would be amazed. What did Hitler say about homosexuals? They make the best soldiers. Why? Because they don't have no boundaries. God almighty, no. Because once you decide that you want to go against the grain, and the grain in this context is nature. Once you find yourself going against nature, everything else is secondary, tertiary. You understand? Everything else is blurred at that point. And family, I'm not trying to come down on nobody. Do as you will. But as you can hear, I want respect. Everybody is not going to respect you. Everybody is not going to want you around their children. Stop trying to force yourself on people. I don't force myself on people. I just don't do it. Like my content, for instance. If you don't like it, don't come back. Don't come back to my channel. Simple as that. But yet, you got some brain dead idiots that would pull up in my comment section and voice their opinion. Okay, do what you do. But if you don't like my content, why are you even coming back? And you don't see me getting, they against me. Who cares? Because what you're doing, it's not going to stop me from getting to the place that I need to be. You do as you please. If you like riding bicycles with no seats on, that's what you do. If you like gerbils and bananas and all type of foreign objects in your rectum and you want a carpet munch and you want to run over the rainbow and try Skittles, do whatever you want to do. Nobody is stopping you from doing that. So I don't understand this notion about they don't want us to be out in the open. You are in the open. Guys, we are living in the last days. The abomination of the desolation. He will not desire the affection or anything from a woman. The atmosphere have to be set, guys. The environment have to be conducive. This is esoteric, guys. If you know, you know. He will not desire the company with the affection of a woman. That's your homework for today. But guys, tell me exactly what y'all think. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and come on back to see me, because it's time for me to depart from this place, because I have to go. I got to see a man about a dog, as the old folks used to say. But until next time, peace. And remember, there is more.